All right. Okay, later. My people, now well done. Oh. Welcome to another special edition of We Don't Catch 'em. You know how we do it for this program. If you suspect say your man or your woman they play ball outside, this is the program to come. For today's edition, one special woman, fine girl, fine anyhow, they suspect say her man they shop ogbono outside. The one like a goosey soup, instead of him to choose a goosey or ogbono, he they mix the two together. As a matter of fact, it be like say this man they mix 3 different kind of soup together. So now today we go know. Say I with the cry, they see road. Come with me, make we go bust down.
I go do it. Celeb on the beat. Yeah, me holiday. It's easy, baby. Johnny need me for the thing, yeah. And I don't know what to do. I need to say I don't do one. Like the way Cynthia do. Johnny give me the belly. Talk say you want marry nene. Okay, Johnny Mo, I'm looking for my Johnny. Yeah. Where is my Johnny? Johnny Mo, do you know Johnny? Question. If I know see my Johnny, Johnny show. Looking for my Johnny. I'm looking for my honey. You're telling me this, you're telling me that. I say this is not for me. Johnny do me conny. Johnny do me conny. He's doing me this, he's doing me that. But I know what's him on me. We go Canada, we go Tokyo. Yesterday he say he dey Morocco. He dance the sicko, he sing a willow. Na lie, na Pinocchio. This one na go be. I got original go be. Johnny leave me for the Cynthia. And I don't know what to do. I need to say I don't know. Like the way Cynthia Question. If I know see my Johnny,
As you can see, we are leading them, everybody, to discover where Johnny is. There is no way we will not see. Is that not Johnny?
This one I go away. I got that original go away. Johnny leave me for the things, and I don't know what to do. I need to say I don't do like the best things I can do. Johnny give you the belly. I say you want marry me. Johnny Bo, I'm looking for my Johnny. Where is my Johnny? Johnny Bo, do you know Johnny? Question. If I know see my Johnny,
we don't catch him. So today we want to ask you, this thing what you do, you think say good to break hearts of more than 4 women, can't give one belly, promise another one marriage. What do you get to talk for this matter?
Nothing, no.
But these women, they say they know you, you friend them, and will come still see you for a quarrel with another one. You want to say you don't know these 4 women? Look, the 4 of them were plus the one we carry load. You know them.
I don't know them.
Original go away. See me, see Wahala. Don't need me for the things, and I don't know what to do. I need to say I don't do like the best things I can do. Johnny give you the belly. I say you want marry me. Johnny Mo, I'm looking for my Johnny. Where is my Johnny? Johnny Mo, do you know Johnny? Question. I know see my Johnny.
Yemi Alade doing her thing, Johnny. You know these guys. Talking about lifestyle, I mean, why would anyone get entwined with 5 women? Even one is trouble. Then the whole 5. And then tomorrow when he has hypertension, he's complaining that it's the witches and the wizards from his village. All right, then that brings us to our next segment. We're here to talk about your lifestyle and how you can improve on it so you can have a very healthy life all round. And to talk about Bodyfat and lifestyle, I have a lifestyle expert here with me in the studio, Mr. Clement Sunday. Good morning.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, you watched that.
Yeah.
As a lifestyle expert, would you advise any man to get into that kind of problem? 1 pregnant, proposed to 1, cheated on 3. Can it pose any health risks at all?
Of course, it's not a good lifestyle. You know, it's you trying to invite trouble, because even with just 1 woman, you have a lot of things to deal with. Now, talk less of having them like 5 around you. It could pose a lot of tension, because each of these women will be demanding, and if you don't have the capacity to deal with that, that would be a lot of trouble.
You go boring.
It's not just about the money alone. What about the psychological drain? What about the time that you need to spend with each of these women? Because none of them want to share their time with you. They need attention, and you also need your own life as well. You also have your own demands. You also have your goals as well. So combining all these things can bring about stressful life, and eventually can in turn into some kind of health-related problems.
Thank you very much, especially HIV and AIDS. If all of them want to be madame, so they don't see the need for condoms, and they just want to flex. and you can't tell them they are for others. So you must behave. So let's just mind the kind of lifestyle we live. Today we're here to talk about body fat. But before we do that, what does a lifestyle expert do really? I know in the developed world they have people like that, and the doctors there would advise you, why don't you see so person first? Why don't you see a psychologist first and all that? Yeah.
It's an evolving kind of field.
Okay.
Because recently studies have shown that preventive health is actually advisable, and most of the diseases that people come up with is as a result, not just because they inherited some of these problems. Most of these problems are due to the kind of lifestyle, the way people live, what they consume. It starts from what they consume, their habits, bad habits. So, and which over time develops into some kind of problems. So most of these diseases and problems are as a result of the kind of lifestyle people live. And they said when you are not informed, you are deformed. So there's a kind of field, fine, in developed countries is well known. I'm a member of American College of Lifestyle Medicine. So, and I've undergone some kind of training, so to carve myself out, so that I can venture into research and educating people on how their lifestyle can affect them. A lot of people do a lot of things and they don't know that this has cumulative effect over time. Like for example now, somebody who does not have the habit of going for a routine blood pressure check. Like for example now, when I talk to people that how often do you check your blood pressure, they say, why do I have to check my blood pressure when I don't feel any threat of any hypertension or something? So, and it is normal for blood pressure to go up and come down. When you do rigorous things, the blood pressure goes up and it normalizes after a period of time. But over time, it takes about 15 years. Studies have shown that, research shows that it takes about 15 years for someone to eventually come up with a condition, with hypertension as a condition, with high blood pressure as a condition. Fine, high blood pressure can go up and can come down. That is not a condition. But if it becomes a condition whereby you now need a medical doctor to treat the person, it takes about 10 to 15 years. So what has been happening in the sense is what I'm trying to say is that this person who has eventually come up with hypertension as a condition has a tendency, they've been over time, at times when the blood pressure goes to like 120 or 130, it comes down a little, but it's like an elastic. You know, it goes up and it doesn't return back to its original point. So after a while, it goes up again. So the person probably is involved in some kind of habit or lifestyle that is actually provoking, yes, that is not friendly. And because the person doesn't know the importance of going for normal, it's even free. Most hospitals, even private hospitals, you just
even in chemists, all these chemists along the road,
these blood,
it's free, yes.
It's free. Just talk to them, please. I just need to. So we need to reorientate people. We need to provoke people. We need to educate people why they need to check their blood pressure from time to time. So these are lifestyle modifications that it's being encouraged.
Thank you very much. Now let's go to why we're here today. We're talking about body fat, and don't look at me that way. I'm just chubby. No. I'm chubby. Let's look at body fat. What would you call body fat?
Body fat is part of body composition. Every human body is made up of bones. It's made up of water, fluid, blood, muscles, nerves, and some other things, as well as body fat. So body fat is also part of what makes up the entire body.
So why do some people get fatter than others?
We have what is called the storage fat, and we have the essential fat. So fat is important for running of the system. So what I mean literally is that we have good fat, which is good for the body, and we have the storage fat. So when you see people excessively growing bigger, a lot of factors could be responsible. Number one, some are hereditary, some people inherit it, and some are
but can't you work on that one?
Yes, the hereditary.
If you inherit it.
The hereditary can be worked upon. Be worked upon as much as possible. But you know, when it's not neat early, when it's not, when the person doesn't come to terms the fact that the person needs to take extra measure to ensure that it is controlled. That's the storage fat is controlled. The person, it may get out of proportion. So the person may not be able to manage it over time. But the one that comes as a result of lifestyle can easily be dealt with if you don't have the tendency to have fat. And because of the kind of lifestyle you live, you just keep accumulating fat. And literally to what people, contrary to what people used to say that, okay, because I don't take excess fat, so I'm not supposed to get fat. It's not true. When you take an excess carbohydrate, this is how the metabolism works. And this is part of what I do, letting people know that once you're 30, 35, you should come to terms with the fact that your metabolism rate drops. It starts dropping till the person ages and dies. So the metabolism level, the rate at which the body metabolizes the food we eat, starts decreasing. So therefore, it means that you need to consciously activate a program whereby you eat little. You try to cut down the quantity of carbohydrate that you consume, because what it means is that when you take in carbohydrate, it metabolizes into glucose, whereby the cells can feed on. But over time, when you eat so much and you do not expend them, these cells store their glucose, and you have excess to glucose, which are converted to fat. And the body start looking for where to hide them. It's just like you looking for where to have excess. You have excess
cluster in your house.
Yes, excess glucose. You don't know where to store them. So some of these glucose are moved to cells, to some fat cells, which are stored as the triglycerides. So, and all this fat can be stored anywhere. It could be stored below the abdominal muscle. That's where you find men after a while, because they do not activate the program of consciously looking after the quantity of food they eat, carbohydrate they eat over time as they grow older. Some of this fat gets stored around here. So we talk belly fat, which is another thing entirely. Then some women store some around their hips here, and some even the belly over time. So it is important for people to know that you need to cut down your carbohydrate rate as you age more. The more you age, you need to cut it down.
Is it just carbohydrate or food generally?
Generally, but you have more of this fat from carbohydrates.
Okay. Okay. So now let's look at some lifestyles now that can make us fat, apart from eating carbohydrate, because it's like you're trying to talk to me and you will not convince me not to eat my gari every day. But it's very little though.
It's important. Honestly, it's important.
All right,
now,
then.
what happened is that when we take a lot of carbohydrates and this food are stored, and we do not consume a lot of calories, we don't do exercise. That's part of it. People don't do exercise. They don't do exercise often. And you tell them, okay, fine, if you know you want to eat as much as you want to eat, it's okay, you can eat as much as you want to eat, but you must have a very good exercise program. If you don't have an exercise program, then you are giving yourself a lot of problem for the future, because this fat will keep storing, and over a time the cells will not be able to take it again. So what they do is that the level at which insulin, they will start resisting insulin, because what happened is that insulin is what is responsible for converting this glucose, for breaking down this glucose. So when at a time you have high level of because you take so much carbohydrates, you take so much food, then you have enough insulin being secreted into blood cells. So into the blood system. So what the cells do is that to see a way to protect themselves from being destroyed by excess insulin. And when there's high level of insulin, there's a substance called leptin, which is also secreted. And it is leptin that that controls the hypothalamus, that stimulates hunger. So if somebody feels hungry now, it's because the leptin is high in the system, so it activates the hypothalamus and the person wants to eat. So despite the fact that the cells are no longer taking in this glucose, the person's leptin is stimulated and the hypothalamus is secreted, the person wants to eat more. So the person keeps eating and eating more. So this brings about some kind of excess storage in system, and thereby giving excess adipose tissue, storing some of this fat even in the liver. So, and this can lead to a lot of different diseases, but over time. So exercise is very important. People need to do exercise, and people who eat heavy meals at night. I see people eat very heavy meals at night.
It has to do with their job. Some people work all day and they only have time to eat at night. What do you advise?
It's important for people to, if you have a kind of nature of job that takes a lot of energy from you during the day, then you should eat heavy meals during the day so that you'll be able to consume what you store. Because what's the point of you storing so much energy and you're going to bed? You don't need so much energy on bed. So why would you want to eat so much in the night? Because this food, you only take a little of it. So what is going to happen to the other ones? So you need to eat little. It is a conscious effort. Some people think that some of these things that we say, they're abstract, but it's over time. We don't want people to come up later with different kinds of form of diseases, and they say, okay, so these things are true. Yeah, it is when people start saying protruded stomach, that's when they come to reality, and that these things are not just they are not just things that people say around. It is true, it is real. So, and it is due to lifestyle modifications.
Is there any remedy for that, the stomach thing?
Yes, of course, there is.
Because I know someone came in once and said, what's going on here? Almost every man I see has a big belly.
Around here, yes.
It's very common here.
Yes, around here.
In the whole of the East.
In fact, if you go to Abuja and you don't have pot belly, then you probably may not get the contract. You know, it's part.